What's up, everybody? This is Bryce from the Animaze Show. I got Matt here from the Anime Lounge and join us to start something new. We're going to do episode 1 of what we're going to call Anitalks. We're going to talk about animes that we're watching, stuff that we find enjoyable, and we're also going to talk about what's coming up in the next season and what you can see from us coming forward. And who knows? Maybe we'll let you guys have ideas and whatnot of what we should be doing.
Yeah, this should be fun. I'm hoping we can get a bunch of people to join us because that constant feedback always makes everything better.
Oh yes, it sure does. So why would you like to tell everybody what you've been kind of watching, Matt?
So besides, your typical what we've been doing for the short flights, I've actually kind of gone a little bit back, just a little bit, and I was watching Hunter x Hunter. I've been rewatching that for a while.
I love Hunter x
Um,
Hunter.
I just got in the Chimera Ant arc
Mm-hmm.
because the last time I watched it was subbed because
Oh
it
yeah,
wasn't out dubbed. So I'm like, oh man, I got to watch this dubbed finally.
right. Oh, where was I at Hunter x Hunter? I just got past the what was the game called that they were in? That's where I was at.
You were
I just
Greed
got out
Island.
of that. Yeah, I just got out of Greed Island is where I was at. That was a great arc.
Yep. Yep. And then Chimera is the one right after it. So it's really good. Technically, there's 2 arcs left in the series because the show kind of just stops.
Mm-hmm.
And after the Chimera arc, you have like a mini arc, and then this show is over. So it kind of is unfortunate.
Oh yeah, just a little bit, but
Yeah.
at least I don't know if you saw the news, but the manga artist is feeling healthy and starting to put out the stuff again. So we
Yeah, I'm
should
hoping
hopefully see more.
hopefully we can get a conclusion to it. That would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then trying to think of what else. I know I finally got caught up on um, Spy Family. I finally finished the season of Spy Family. Such a good series.
Oh, I loved Spy Family. It
Hmm.
was really good. It was, the whole dynamic I found very interesting with
Yeah.
them all hiding stuff from each other.
Yep. I thought it was hilarious that, Anya is the only individual that knows everybody's secrets.
Yeah,
And like a couple people know each other's secrets, but other than that, nobody really knows anything.
yeah.
And it was really wholesome. That was nice too.
Oh yeah. It was a lot different than what you kind of see normally in anime, I think, and it was just a nice different aspect from it, and kind of got to see what a happy family looks like in anime
Yeah.
versus all the heartbreak in some of the others.
Yeah. So very, it was very well done. So I'm kind of curious, what time frame do you think that's from? I know we had talked about it on the podcast, but what do you think there's a time period in which this
Well,
happens? Because it's kind of a little all
so
over the place.
that it very much so is, and I'm assuming that they have vehicles and everything already and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I'm assuming it's got to be like, I don't know, 50s, 60s, somewhere around there. I mean,
Yep.
obviously, it's not set in our world because they have completely different countries and whatnot that they're doing. But for sure, I'd say like the 1950s, 1960s is what I think that they're going at.
Yeah, I can see that. That would probably be a good time period because you get some modern things, but then if you look at that TV, definitely not modern.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. And for me, I've just been I really love the new Gundam series, and I have been watching the crap out of it. I watched it subbed, and I'm going back through and I'm watching it dubbed as they release episodes. So
Nice.
it was a really good series. It really drug me back into the Gundam series. I mean, it brought me back to building Gunpla.
Oh,
So
there you go. Nice.
there's uh there's some benefits to watching anime, I guess. Get back
Yep.
into hobbies. I mean, sneak peek, working on
Ooh,
this one.
there you go.
It's gonna be it's a really good one. Building Wing Gundam Zero.
Oh, there you go. That's cool.
So I'm pretty stoked about that. I found that when I was at Hobby Lobby, and I got lucky. I got it 40% off.
Oh,
And
there you go.
it was like a $50 Gundam, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. It works for me. I like it.
Hey, that's all
And
that
then
matters.
yeah, that is all that matters. It was a it's been a lot of fun breaking it, or yeah, breaking it. Um, I broke it.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
I broke it. So I got to find the plastic piece and hopefully I can glue it back on. I don't know. We'll see. But other than Gundam, I've been just kind of just watching everything. I really, really like the ooh, the re the reincarnated princess and the genius daughter's magical revolution.
Okay.
That one, I really find that as a gem in what this season has been.
Okay.
And I, if you look at all the ranking lists, it ranks pretty high. I mean, it does for a reason. It's really interesting. It's really intriguing and just captivates me. It's almost like a couple of these other things that we've been watching, and I really like it. It's drug me in. It's honestly, I kind of wish that we did our short flights over this one versus Spy Family, or not Spy Family, Spy Classroom. I don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, I like Spy Classroom, but
It's a slow burn. It really
yes,
is.
it's just there's so much to it that's story building that I think they're going to have to do more seasons to that one in order for us to get there. Whereas this other one that the Princess and the whatever it's called, the really long name,
Yep.
that one has been super interesting and it's just every episode I'm just drug right in and I love it. But
Well,
those have kind of been what I've been watching.
do you want to kind of give a synopsis of what that's about? Because I haven't watched any of it, so I really haven't even looked into it at all.
For
So
sure. So it's an isekai, but for the most part, you don't really notice it's an isekai. Like the princess in the show is the one that was reincarnated, but I think it's brought up like maybe once in the first episode, and then after that, you really don't see any more about that part.
okay,
And for the most part, what you're seeing is that she's this deranged princess that gave up her right to the throne so that she could go. Just let me backstroke a little bit. Um, she was born without magic, which
in a world of magic, I'm
in a world of
assuming.
magic. So she's
Okay,
born without magic, and the thing is, all the magic is like for the royals and stuff like that, nobles and whatnot, and no one wants to accept her because of the fact that she doesn't have magic, and it really makes it to where everybody's like, no, she can't be the next queen, and that kind of sets up everything that she does. She gives up her right to the throne and allows her younger brother to get that right. And then later on, you see that he kind of comes back and does this crazy plan to try and just ruin her magicology research that she's doing because she's trying to find ways to have magic without having magic. And one of
okay,
those ways is she goes through and she defeats all these like crazy monsters and whatnot to try and get their magic stones and collect all those to take these pills that are supposed to help her get a little bit of magic. I mean, she flies around on a witch broom. It's pretty cool.
interesting. That definitely
Yeah.
is interesting. So kind of once you started talking about um, having magic in a world of magic, I immediately thought of jujutsu, especially because you haven't even watched it.
Yeah.
But Maki, she's got the spear, the long spear in
Hmm.
the. She is essentially a part of one of the noble families, and she doesn't have any power to actually fight these monsters,
Hmm.
and she basically finds a way to be able to fight them and is kicked out of the clan because she doesn't have any jujutsu powers. So it's kind
Interesting.
of trying to convince you to watch it. So maybe that'll
I
finally push you to
it
it.
there's not really any convincing. Like I really like it. I want
Yeah.
to watch it. I've seen all the trailers and everything, and I'm like, God, I just need to find the time to sit down and watch it.
Yep.
It's kind of like we discussed before. Like for me, it's just I haven't really had the time to sit down and watch it because I'm sitting down watching all the ones that we've been discussing, trying to keep up with all the rest of the current season. God,
Yep.
I've been really horrible about making posts lately. which is why I watched them, because I was making some pretty engaging posts, I think, and I haven't. I just haven't been able to find the time to sit down and watch it. And plus, on top of it, work thinks I live there. So
I feel like most places want you to live there, so that's not
yeah, that is
it.
very true. They do, and it drives
There's
me nuts.
yeah, I get that one. It there is a lot that came out this season. Like that's the problem is that if you miss it, but you want to stay current, you're kind of just away. Like
Yeah.
you're just missed out, and it kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, it does kind of suck, and that's exactly how I feel. There's some shows from last season that I really wanted to watch that I just haven't been able to.
Yep.
And to be honest, it's happened this season. I really wanted to watch Buddy Daddies, and that has not happened at all. I think I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode, and that was it.
Yep. Yeah, I watched. Um, I'm trying to think of. I can't even remember the name. It's something as a girl. Toyo is it not?
Oh, Tomo-chan is a girl.
Yeah, I watched the first episode while I was working out, and I'm like, all right, maybe not while I'm working out. This isn't doing anything for me right now. So it's
Yeah,
I'll have to give it another try
it's
another
it's
time.
really good. I really like it. It's one of those ones that I watch pretty consistently, and it's really good.
Nice. Okay. Well, like I said, I'll have to actually give it a try
Yeah,
because if I'm working out and it doesn't reel me in, I'm just not going to pay any attention to it.
yeah.
So
God,
it
I wish
happens.
I could watch some anime while I'm working out. I get so into my workouts that I barely listen to the music. Well, from here, do you just want to transition into talking about all the next season? Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I cannot wait for next season.
Oh
Like the
God,
rest
I
of the
can't
year is going
either.
to be insane. It's
Uh-huh.
so crazy.
All right, so we'll just start at the top. We're Demon Slayer coming out. I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
And
season 3.
just so everybody knows, we are on myanimelist.net, and
Yep.
that's where we're pulling for next season right now.
Yep. Season 3, all three of us, Lance, who's not with us today,
Hmm.
already saw the first episode of season 3. Did
Yep.
you watch it dubbed? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I watched it dubbed.
Okay, and then Lance and I watched it subbed. No
Hmm.
regrets watching it subbed.
Either way, it was a really interesting experience just
Yep.
seeing it all on the big screen. I mean, I don't know how yours was. Mine kind of turned into a crappy experience because the volume that they had it at was so quiet that you could hear people whispering to each other like all the way in the back.
Nope. We had it full theater experience where it was loud in your face
God,
and it was so well done. I understand people's complaints. Lance, who I had told, but he didn't really put two and two together, was like, well, I didn't realize we were rewatching the last 2 episodes and then seeing
yeah,
the essentially 42-minute episode or season 3, episode 1.
yeah,
I was like, yeah, that's I did tell you that. And he's like, oh,
yeah.
it
I
was whatever.
I was in the same boat. I kind of didn't put two and two together,
Yep.
but once I figured out what was going on, me and my buddy that went and watched it, we still really enjoyed it. I mean, it was a really good episode.
Yeah, I cannot wait to rewatch it.
Hmm.
The whole buildup was very well done. I'm through the manga, so I'm enjoying rereading the manga as well.
Oh man, I need to read the manga. I've been thinking about doing it, but I'm like, I gotta finish Tokyo Ghoul first.
I did do
But
that one recently. Just excuse me, because of our podcast, I read the mangas, and
mhm,
we actually covered all of Tokyo Ghoul. So I got to finally read the Tokyo Ghoul manga,
mhm.
and I'm happy I did. Huge difference. For anybody that doesn't want to read the manga but wants to know why people complain, just hop over to our podcast and you can find out why, because I think I talk for like 30-40 minutes, which is a long
Yeah.
time.
I've heard the big difference on the manga versus the anime, and I'm not quite there yet. I only have only have 1 through 3 right now.
Okay.
So I need to go and buy the rest so that I
Yep.
can catch up. But I've just in those first 3 volumes, you can already tell the difference between the anime and the manga. And don't get me wrong, I still really love the anime.
Yep.
One of my,
Season one is
obviously.
Season 1 is amazing. Very
Mhm.
well done. Season 2 is really when they start going off the rails.
Yeah,
Not
that's what I've heard.
It's not the worst manga to anime adaptation.
Hmm.
Promise you it's not the worst.
Yeah.
It tries to like forward pace without needing to, and then they just kind of get lost in what they're
Hmm.
doing. It is well done, but it just doesn't make sense for what was going on.
Yeah.
And it all makes sense once you read it. I promise.
I hope so. I mean, I've had the understanding since I watched the anime that that was the case. So
Yep.
not such a huge deal. But let's move on. So Dr. Stone was a season
Season 3.
3
Yep.
is going to be starting in April as well.
Yep. And that's going to be a 2-core season. So we'll get 24 episodes of that again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That'll be nice.
I haven't watched any of it, so I can't really put any input in on it. But from what I've seen, because I want to watch it, from what I've seen, it looks pretty good.
Dr. Stone is very well done. It's a time travel one, so that's kind of cool. So it's not an isekai. Same world, but you go from being modern world to Stone Age, and then you have this super genius who's like, "Oh, well, you just do these 5 things, and now you've got electricity." And you're like, "I'm not that smart. How'd you do that?"
Interesting.
And that's kind of like he goes from having nothing to having a car in a season, essentially.
Interesting.
Very well done.
Interesting.
I don't want to spoil anything, but they're finally traveling away from Japan is where they're at, and going to try and find out why the world turned to stone.
Interesting.
And I can't wait.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
Yep.
Well, as interesting as that sounds, I have watched Tanakaku Kawaii. I love it.
I have not.
It's one of those very like heartwarming, like everything goes the way you think it would go, and God, I loved it. The first season was of the 2 main characters, and I cannot remember their names off the top of my head. Let's see real quick if I can spell.
I'm gonna go with NASA and
It's NASA and
Tsukasa.
Tsukasa. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. NASA and Tsukasa, which NASA is the boy, Tsukasa is the female, and at what was it, like the very first episode, she almost gets hit by a truck, and he saves her, and he gets mangled by the truck, and not Isekai. So there's a first, but she goes and sees him in the hospital, and then that was the last time he saw her up until they met again when they were out of high school. And then it's just kind of a journey of them starting their relationship, moving in together, and getting to the point where they're married.
Okay, I was going to say, are they married because they have the same last name? I was hoping from the picture that they were married. And not related, but you never know. So wasn't going to assume.
Nope. They end up getting married, and as you go through the story, you start to learn more about Tsukasa. That right now, I think they're starting to lean towards she's not human. I can't remember if that's where they're leaning towards, but they start showing like towards the end of the first season that she might be from the moon or some kind of like ancestral god or something like that.
Weird.
That's why I want to continue watching it. But I mean, it's still a very nice, heartwarming anime that I've found to enjoy.
Nice.
So next we got Hell's Paradise, which, just so everyone knows, Demon Slayer and Hell's Paradise we are going to be covering on Short Flights, and we may or may not do a third one, and we may or may not be helping you guys or having you guys help us to decide which one we're going to cover. So we will put more information out on that when it comes. Now, this one does sound very interesting. We're going to start talking about ninjas again.
It's going to be dark because this guy is on death row and basically gets away from being on death row, and you follow along the guy that was supposed to die, essentially. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of death and killing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. May or may not be for everyone. Mm-hmm. It is done by Mappa, who, let's be honest, they can't do wrong right now. So we'll see.
They're throwing out a bunch of killer animes.
Yep. So that's kind of why we picked it. We're like, all right, the trailer looks really interesting. It's being done by Mappa, so we'll give it a try.
Let's see.
I know we had talked about trying to do something old or continuation anime and then something new. So this is our something new.
Let's see if we can watch the official trailer real quick. There we go.
The trailer is subbed, so if you miss anything, I would.
No, they're not available.
Well, we already got a dead body, so within 5 seconds of the show, we get a dead body. So it's saying it's historical and gore as its themes. Artwork looks really well done.
Yes, it does.
And we got monsters. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, so far, just in this little bit that we've watched, like, I'm convinced that this will be a good one.
Yes.
Hopefully a bit of banger for us to do during our episodes.
Definitely has some classic anime vibes going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's why there was no subtitles, because there was no talking. So
yeah, looks interesting. I don't know. I can't wait to watch it after seeing that. I hadn't watched the trailer yet. So
yes, like I said, it has a lot of like the classic early 2000s anime artwork.
Yeah,
it looks with a lot of new stuff. So that was really, really good.
Yep. So it looks like they're bringing kind of the older style, but keeping the modern animation of where everything seems to flow a lot better.
Yep.
All right. So that sounds interesting. Can I just say Konosuba's back?
Yeah. Yes. My cousin is super excited for that one.
I am too. The only thing is, so everybody understands, this is a spin-off. This is not actually Konosuba. This is going to be where we're following Megami instead.
Man. Yep. Early year Megami. So yes. It's going to be interesting to see basically what caused her to choose explosion magic and only explosion magic. Hopefully that's what we get to see.
Yeah. What I understand, it'll be interesting. Let's see. Yes, they do have a trailer. Let's actually watch the trailer for it real quick.
All right.
クオマ族随一の天才に任せてください。私はあなたを倒すために入学しました。選ばれし11人。11は魔の数字。すごい！魔王になった気分。むやみに何でもかじってはいけませんよ。我が名はドドンカ。我が名はフニフラ。我が名はネリマキ。群れるつもりはないのです。今日も私の負けでいいから。お弁当もあげるから。お父さんお母さん。私はこれから学園で学び、立派な爆裂魔法使いになります。
Interesting.
この素晴らしい世界に爆心を。
Interesting.
That is based off a light novel as well. So for anybody that doesn't know, that the spinoff does have a light novel. So if they want to
Yes.
start reading that, I would highly recommend it from what everybody says.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for it, and I know we're probably gonna have to break this up here in a second, but I just want to throw this out here real quick. The Ancient Magus Bride season 2 is coming out in April as well.
Yep.
I know everyone loved the first season, and the second season is coming up. And I know when I posted about that, that one went crazy. So make sure you check it out. I'm sure it's gonna be good. Maybe it'll be one of the ones that we cover. Who knows?
Maybe.
But
another one I kind of want to talk about real fast is Mobile Suit Gundam season 2 of The Witch of Mercury is coming out.
Right here.
Can't wait for that one. Not really a huge mech guy, but I love seeing just the videos. I can't get into it as far as the shows are concerned, but watching all the videos, I am always drawn in.
I can tell you Witch of Mercury has been completely different than any other Gundam franchise that I've watched.
Nice.
I really loved Iron Blooded Orphans, but I think this one tops it for me. I think it even tops Wing Zero for me. Wing Zero is one of my favorites.
Oh, wow. That's definitely saying something then.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I think that's going to be the end of our stream today. We should hopefully maybe start doing this more often. Just give us your input, what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Animaze Show. We are on Facebook and YouTube. I do have an Instagram, but I'm not on it near as much as I probably should be. Check us out for more anime content. Also, we do have an affiliate link with Right Stuff Anime, which I will post in the comments. If you see these videos, make sure you send us stars. All that stuff is what helps us continue bringing this content that you see and that you can enjoy. And if you guys have suggestions for us, throw suggestions to us, and that can only make our content better.
Yep. Thank you everybody who joined us, and have a good one.
All right. Bye.